Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Have you ever wondered why you were created or what the purpose of your life was, or why you were even brought to the earth realm? Well, it could be a question that you ask, maybe just even for a particular day, like, Lord, what is it that you want me to do today? Or it could be a question of a lifelong quest. Lord, what is it that you want me to do with my life? I remember so many times hearing everyone say to me as a younger person, God has a plan for your life and God has a purpose for your life. And so often I would wonder, well, exactly what is it and how do I go about finding what it is? And for many years, periodically, I would go on a search, if you will, for my purpose, only to toss it aside when I couldn't figure out what it was that God wanted me to do. And I remember hearing a sermon once that said you can know what you're supposed to do for God or what your purpose is by starting to evaluate what your talents and what your gifts are. And if you do that, then you'll be able to find out why you were brought to the earth realm or what God wants you to do or the purpose of your life. And I pondered it for a while, and when that didn't work, I sort of, I don't want to say gave up, but I just stopped. And every once in a while, I would serendipitously sort of strive again and say, well, let me try and see if it's this, or let me try and see if it's that. So, how did I go about finding what my purpose was? It wasn't anything that I thought, like speaking to my pastor or family members or friends. It was much simpler than I thought. I began to understand that the word is true and that we are wonderfully and fearfully made, each unique with our talents and our gifts that the Father gave us so that we can carry out the purpose of our lives. I finally realized that God was the creator of me and He made me specifically for my purpose. So the best place to go was directly to Him for an answer. Well, I thought I'd been doing that for a while and nothing had happened. But I continued to do what I did normally and go to church and live my life and every once in a while again begin to seek for a concise answer. One day I was speaking to my sister and she started telling me, I've been waking up at the same time every day. It's in the morning, like at 3:15, 3:14 in the morning. So I teased her. I said, well, it must be menopause. Well, a couple of weeks after, I went to church and the pastor, who was a prophet, started speaking about a watch time. And he said, you will start to find that you will be awakened in the night. And it is because God wants to spend time with you. He wants to commune with you. He wants to speak with you. And I'm thinking, God wants to spend time with me and speak with me. He's the great I am. So I begin to blindly believe like a child. And shortly thereafter, it began to happen. I would wake in the middle of the night. Sometimes it would feel like just a soft breeze went across my face, or sometimes a whisper of a voice hearing my name, Alita. And other times I just woke up with an incredible smile and a great bit of joy. And we were taught when this happens that, we get up and I had already pre-designed a place for me to meet with him. And I'd have my Bible there. I'd have perhaps a tablet there if it was something I wanted to write. I'd have something spread on the floor for me to lie down to spend time with him. And I really didn't know what to do in the beginning. So I just sort of sat there initially and said, Father, I'm here and I'm waiting to see what would happen. And over time, things did start to happen. There would be a hush of a peace and a quiet. And I began to hear him. He began to first lead me to Bible verses to read. I began to hear his voice. As I prayed, he would show me signs. I would see visions and understand of things to come and understanding him more and more and more. And as the sun would come up sometimes, I would cry, literally cry, because the sweetness of being with him, his presence was so palpable that I didn't want to leave. And I would beg him. The birds would start to tweet. And I would say, no, just a little bit more time, Father, just a little bit more time. But it would, of course, be time for me to begin to start my day. I never found myself tired. He had assured me that I will give you supernatural rest, and so that I would be able to go through my day. As I went through my day, his presence was still quite palpable, and I would ask for things. I would see prayers. I would pray during the course of the day, or just say hello to him or speak to him as I went through my day. And miracles started to occur in my life that you would not believe. just for the things that I needed, for the things that I wanted, for His presence, for my children, for my life, especially at that time, because I was experiencing some pretty rough times in my life at that time. So I would encourage you to find that time to spend with God. I know that your life is busy, and I know that you're thinking getting up at that time, but I can guarantee you that it will be one of the most amazing times that you've ever experienced. And during that time, He will begin to reveal to you your purpose. Um, Please know that this is a process, and it doesn't just take place like overnight. And there will be testing at best. But each of those testings, He will bring you out of, and He will make you stronger and more powerful on the path to the purpose that He designed you for. And again, I want you to remember this is not a quick work, but it left me more seasoned and more knowledgeable of my path. And the same may change from time to time, your path, because remember, God is an amazing God. He's infinite and awesome. And as you're going on one path, He may direct you slightly to the right or slightly to the left. And we cannot place Him in a box thinking that we know which way He's going to take us. But always be ready, and He will guide you. And you will embark on a wonderful journey with some ups and some downs. But He will always bring you out with His presence as you embark on your purpose. I hope that this is helpful for you. May the peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind. And welcome to the journey as you find your purpose. Shalom.